Hello, welcome to Local Anesthetic Podcast, your weekly injection of mind-numbing local news. We are recording today on Monday, the 16th of November, 2020. It's Rob and I recording at just coming up to 5:30 in the evening. How are you, Rob?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Yeah, there's not much to say, really, is there? It's a dark winter's night. It certainly feels like it. It's been a very uneventful weekend. Although I have to say, I've made another frivolous purchase, which arrived today.
What was that?
I've bought a guitar.
What? What, an acoustic guitar?
An acoustic. That's correct. Yeah, it's a Fender CD60S. If anyone's interested.
So, just to check with you, Rob, your wife is pregnant.
Yeah.
And you've decided to wind her up, Dave Lister style, by buying a guitar. Maybe you could get a drum kit.
Yeah, to really, to try and really get rid of any sense of that she's going to be able to sleep over the next 6 months. Alex, I felt that I needed something that I could focus on, maybe until the baby arrived, obviously. It comes with free guitar lessons, which is nice. I mean, obviously, they're only online tutorials, but that's fine.
So, sorry, can you play the guitar, Rob?
Not yet, no.
Right, so explain the frivolous purchase, please.
Well, I intend to learn the guitar, Alex.
And how are you going to learn to play the guitar?
Via the online tutorials.
I see, right, okay.
Yeah, it seems very basic. I mean, once you get the chords, you're more or less there.
So what inspired you to want to do this, Rob?
I don't know, Alex. I do wonder whether I'm having a midlife...
Yeah, you are having a midlife crisis, yeah.
Did I tell you I also bought a leather jacket? True story. It's lovely as well. It really is a thing of beauty.
Where did you buy the leather jacket from?
Gap.
Right, okay. So you've bought yourself a Gap leather jacket and a guitar. Yeah. So what, you want to be a rock star?
Well, and of course the sports cars are also on order. Well, no, Alex. I've always wanted to learn the guitar, and I thought, well, why not now? What better time to do it?
Yeah. I mean, you might be quite busy when the baby's here, but maybe you can learn the guitar in the few short months you have until the baby's born.
Well, my thinking is, Alex, that what'll happen is at 2:00 in the morning, when the baby just won't sleep, I'll sit down, I'll play a lullaby, and he or she, I don't know, we don't know yet, will just fall asleep, and that's how I think it's going to work in my head.
No, I understand that. I understand that, Rob. Maybe it will work like that. I just have more of an image of, Rob, I need you to change the baby's nappy. Sorry, I can't. I've got my online guitar lesson.
I mean, is that so bad? I mean, she has to understand that I'm investing in both of us by playing the guitar and hopefully making a career of it.
Good for you, Rob. It's always... Look, they say an old dog can't learn new tricks, but it's not true, and it's important to learn new skills all the way through life. I mean, recently, Rob, you've learnt to drive and passed your driving tests, so who's to say that you won't become an ace guitarist? I have absolute confidence in your abilities. Any news, Rob?
Just one thing sent in by Steve, who's obviously been hot on it in terms of Eagle Heights. So apparently Eagle Heights featured on Paul O'Grady's Great British Escape.
What?
Yeah.
Did it?
Apparently so, yeah.
We missed this. No point telling us after the event, Steve.
No, I imagine it's probably on ITV Play or whatever.
So are we going to try and watch this then, Rob?
I mean, Alex, let's be honest. Neither of us are going to do that.
No, we could. I would like. Well, it would be. I'd love to. Did he mention anything about it?
Well, I mean, there's a lovely image of Paul O'Grady holding. What's he holding? Does it say? Oh yeah, it's a white-tailed sea eagle apparently, called Sky.
So he wasn't brutally attacked by one of the animals then. As far as we know.
So I do apologise. That's the actual animal he's holding is actually an African tawny eagle, not a. Why do they mention the? Anyway, it doesn't matter. No, there's no mention that he was attacked by a cheetah. He hasn't lost any limbs. Apparently, to the best of our knowledge, he left in one piece.
I might try and track that down. Can you remind me of what it was called?
Yeah, it's called Paul O'Grady's Great British Escapes.
Right. Okay. Any other news?
No, I think that's pretty much it. Can I just say, when it says Great British Escapes, I'm assuming that he didn't mean he managed to escape from Eagle Heights.
I think that's what it is. It's a new reality show. They lock him up in Eagle Heights and see if he can escape the ravenous, hungry animals who've not been fed for many months due to the COVID pandemic. That is a great idea for a show, by the way.
It would be. I think you could imagine like Paul O'Grady being dropped in like a safari park in like the lion enclosure, and he has to escape. I mean, I like Paul O'Grady. Got a lot of time for him, but I would watch that.
I would watch it too. Okay, Rob. Let's. But look, before we get into news proper, I did love that thing that happened with Amazon this week. You must have heard about it, Rob, on Twitter.
Was this involving the EU?
What, Ireland? Specifically.
Oh, it was Ireland. Okay, right. But I haven't read about it. It was featured a lot on social media.
Right. So basically, Amazon were accused on Twitter of reunifying Ireland, because basically what happened was Amazon Prime was showing this rugby game, right? And this person in Northern Ireland tweeted them and said, "I can't access the rugby game." And they wrote back on Twitter saying, "We're really sorry, this game's only available to residents of the United Kingdom." And this sent Twitter into meltdown, with everybody saying, well, Northern Ireland is part of the United Kingdom, and basically accusing Amazon of trying to reunify Ireland, right?
Yeah, okay, I didn't realise that, okay, right.
So it's absolutely glorious. I loved a tweet from... Amazon appeared completely oblivious at time, requesting further details after one individual complained, "I ordered 32 counties for next day delivery and it's coming up on 100 years of partition. Can I get a refund?" What I loved was somebody else in Northern Ireland wrote to Amazon, again from Ireland, Northern Ireland, complaining about the rugby game, and some poor sap on Twitter just reported back, "We apologise for the troubles."
Oh my God.
Which was obviously in reference to the streaming difficulty, but it was just a very poor choice of words. So if anybody doesn't know about that, it's well worth catching up on, because that was a fun time, Rob.
I mean, I think we've talked about it before on the podcast, and not to get too political or cause any potential issues. I mean, Ireland, you can just have Northern Ireland back. We don't really want it.
Whoa. I don't think we can say that, can we, Rob, on the podcast? Why are you saying that? Why don't we want Northern Ireland?
I just think it will save a lot of issues, Alex. Which is obviously a joke, by the way. I'm just to make that absolutely clear.
What about the people of Northern Ireland, Rob, who might want to be part of the United Kingdom?
Just give them a council house in Hull or Scarborough, and they'll be fine, Alex.
Right. So you're saying we repatriate? We what's the word? We repatriatise? What's the word?
We repatriate.
Yes, the people of Northern Ireland, and let them live in Hull and give Northern Ireland back to Ireland. That's your solution.
Yeah, I think so.
I thought we had a solution in the Good Friday Agreement. I'm not sure why you're undoing that. Rob's Bad Monday Agreement.
Alex, if Boris is willing to overlook the Good Friday Agreement, then so am I.
Let's talk about some COVID-related news. This is from, I don't know, is it Czechoslovakia? I believe it is. From the
Not anymore. Czech Republic, Alex.
Oh, God, yeah, Czech Republic. CZ would be the Czech Republic, wouldn't it?
It would be, yeah.
Czech police catch man in South... So I've just done what Amazon did, haven't I? I've just tried to reverse history.
Yeah.
This is by Raymond Johnston, because the website is for expats who presumably live in the Czech Republic.
Okay.
Czech police catch man in South Bohemia walking a stuffed dog in attempt to skirt curfew.
I like that. It's inventive, Alex.
The restrictions on movement in the Czech Republic after 9 p.m. have caused some people to be a little creative. One exception that allows people out of the house at night is walking a dog, but not everybody has one. That didn't stop one man in South Bohemia. He was caught by local police walking a toy stuffed dog in the city centre. A Czech news crew was following the police to document them dealing with curfew violations and captured the incident. Images have since gone viral over social media. Now, Rob, I really encourage you to look. Actually, I need you to look at this image.
What am I Googling?
Can you just put in Czech police man stuffed dog?
Okay.
Hopefully you won't get porn.
Oh, yeah, got it. Okay, barrier ones.
And
this is from...
And then when you get to the image of the man, please describe for the listener. I mean... I loved it standing there with the police looking at him. Well, how would you describe that?
Well, if it's the same image we're looking at, I mean, first of all, it seems like the dog is strapped down to what looks like some sort of rudimentary sled. Yeah.
Yeah, sledge, yeah.
Why wouldn't you get a
literally,
dog...
Yeah,
see, if it was me, what I would have done is I would have at least like tried to apply like a tourniquet to each of the legs. So at least it looked like the dog was standing up. That doesn't look like... I mean, no wonder he was stopped. No effort's gone into that, apart from the fact he tried to strap it down.
He said, "I'm walking a dog here. I'm not doing anything illegal," the man said when caught by the police, who demanded his identification card. He tried to claim it was an artistic, practical joke. The police officers, though, did not see the humour in the violation of the emergency rules. They reminded the man of the valid regulations concerning a nationwide curfew, but in the end let him off with a warning. This really unusual case was finally resolved by the police by agreement. The young man listened to the patrol warning and then went home. He regretted his actions. The man was later contacted by a daily paper and he contradicted the police statement. "I was nervous, but I never said that I'd regret anything, and I do not regret anything." So I love that. Quibbling with the police over their statement. They're like, he said he's sorry, and he's like, "No, I never said that. I'm not sorry. I don't regret anything." Some people saw the humour on Twitter, on social media, but others felt the joke was irresponsible. Because apparently people did this a lot in Italy during the first lockdown, and people were fined quite harshly. In March, one person in Romania tried to get around the stay-at-home rule by walking a fish in a plastic bag, claiming it fit the rules for walking pets. That's inventive, Rob.
So, sorry, you're telling me there was a man dragging a fish in a plastic bag along a street?
Yeah, well, just in his hand, just holding it. He's walking the fish,
yeah,
isn't
that
he?
makes more sense. Yeah.
Another woman took another woman took a cat in a handbag so she could go shopping across town, again under the guise of pet exercise. Okay, Rob. Another COVID, not really COVID related, but I believe would not have happened without the pressure of COVID, Rob.
Right, okay.
This story is insane. We're back, Rob, to the Daily Mirror. It's by Maria Cassidy from the 9th of November. I love this story, Rob. Now, you will know, of course, that on Sunday... Well, which Sunday? When was Remembrance Sunday?
Yeah, it was... it was the Sunday before.
Yeah, not the Sunday we've just had, but the Sunday before.
Yeah.
Headline: Fight breaks out in Tesco egg aisle over 2 minutes silence for Remembrance Sunday.
I actually had this as one of my headlines.
Oh,
but it is a good story.
It's definitely worth reading out. A fight broke out in the egg aisle at Tesco when one shopper ordered another woman to stop and respect Remembrance Sunday and its 2 minute silence. Horrified shoppers who had stopped to mark the moment watched on as the brawl erupted in the middle of the Middlesbrough supermarket. I mean, this would have happened in Middlesbrough, let's be honest.
Yeah.
A witness described hearing a commotion as everyone else in the South Bank Eston supermarket paused to pay their respects. It is believed the violence erupted after a woman was ordered to be quiet by another customer as others stopped their shopping to honour fallen soldiers, reports the Chronicle Live. One mortified shopper said, "We're all standing still, observing the 2 minute silence when we had lots of screaming and shouting. Everyone was looking at each other. We were like, what's going on? I heard someone shout, 'You've disrespected my mother!'" He added. Now that "you've disrespected my mother" must be because you're not observing the silence and my mother fought in the war, presumably.
I thought there may have been some sort of, how do I put this? Maybe this person had taken out the mother on a date and then never called her the next day, something along those lines.
It could have been that as well. He added, all the staff started running towards the egg aisle. I asked someone what was going on and they said a woman had asked another woman to stop talking through the silence, and the next minute they were fighting. It was definitely not something you see every day. There were smashed eggs all over the floor. I only went in for a chicken.
What a great line.
A Tesco spokesperson said, "We'd like to thank the police for their swift assistance following an incident in our Eston Cleveland Extra this morning." And yeah, that's that story. Okay, Rob, again, related to the general feeling of despair and pending Armageddon, as we're sort of marched. It's like, you know what it reminds me of, Rob? It's like we're being sort of marched into doom by Nigel Farage. He's like the modern day Pied Piper in a way, isn't he, Rob? A bit, in some sort of weird way. Because where did the Pied Piper take all those children, Rob, really? Where did he take them? I'm not so sure.
I think it's Wimpy, wasn't
it? Anyway. This is to do, in some ways, with Nigel Farage, or very much to do with Nigel Farage, really. I mean, he is directly responsible for this. It's a great story from The Guardian. A warning, Rob, about Brexit. So we've gone from the egg aisle to Brexit. Eggs to Brexit. You see what I've done there, Rob?
I thought you were about to freestyle then. It really scared me.
Yeah, I did think about it. Post-Brexit lorry queues could make Kent the toilet of England.
Well, Alex, from the Garden of England to the toilet of England.
Yeah, well, what else are gardens for but just doing a shit and a piss when you're caught short?
Exactly.
Kent could become the toilet of England in less than 8 weeks, Rob.
Are they going to? They're trying to maintain that there's going to be enough fecal matter to just obliterate Kent.
Can I just say, enough fecal matter to completely obliterate Kent? That has to be the episode title, Rob, that you've just come up with.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
my friend.
I agree.
Unless dedicated loos are provided for thousands of lorry drivers who could be held up in the county for hours by post-Brexit border checks, campaigners have warned. They say that Kent's main roads and lay-bys are already littered, Rob, with bottles of urine and bags of excrement, and the problem could become much worse after 31st of December. So already, Rob, the lay-bys are littered with bags of urine and bottles of urine and bags of excrement.
Trouble is, I can understand that if you're a lorry driver that needs to go through, obviously.
Oh, I understand that. Yeah.
Yeah. And if it's going to get worse, yeah, absolutely.
It has the potential to be disgusting, said Phil Silkstone, a regional official for Unite, which represents many lorry drivers. Mike Soul, a Liberal Democrat councillor in Canterbury, who's been campaigning on the issue of human waste being discarded in lay-bys near the A2 motorway, said, "I'm worried Kent is becoming the toilet of England, not the Garden of England, and we're all braced for it getting much, much worse." The government has promised drivers there will be portable toilets if an anticipated 7,000 lorries are held up by new checks and controls in Kent's ports if there's no Brexit trade deal. I mean, Rob, not the effect of this on the environment is awful. I mean, first of all, piss and excrement at the side of the road is not good in all these plastic bottles, but just these queues of lorries chugging out petrol. I mean, who the hell would want to be a lorry driver in this?
Well, the other thing I was just thinking was that I'm just going to Google it. I just want to think what the motorway is. There's the M20 that goes down to Kent. Does that mean? I mean, how are they going to do this? They're just going to have a motorway that's just littered with rows of portaloos. How is it? I'm really concerned.
Unite says there'll not be enough, Rob, to prevent fouling of Kent's hedgerows on a scale that will horrify local residents. If all the government does is supply a few portaloos, the drivers are likely to take other options, and that's use the bushes.
The only thing I can say, Alex, the only sensible approach to take is to get Chris Grayling on this, get him, give him this project, and I guarantee he will deliver.
Oh, God. Is he still?
Can you imagine?
Is he still Secretary of State for Transport? Please don't say yes.
No.
Oh, it's Grant Shapps, isn't it now again? Is it? I don't know.
You think it is? I think it is. Yeah, it is Grant Shapps. He went forward. Didn't he go for a role?
Does that fill you with Does that fill you with hope? Does it? Grant Shapps in charge of this?
And to be honest, Alex, I'll take Grant Shapps over Chris Grayling.
Yeah, but that's not saying much, Rob. That's like saying you take a donkey over a monkey to run a theme park.
Yes, but at least the monkey has opposable thumbs. At least the monkey could operate the rides. The donkey would just stand there looking bemused.
It's true. It's true, Rob. On Wednesday, Silkstone wrote to every MP in Kent and hundreds of councillors across the southeast of England warning of the problem ahead. He said, "Presently, all we are aware of is that portable toilets will be used, which I'm sure you will agree is not acceptable for drivers under normal circumstances, but even more so in the middle of this COVID-19 crisis. This brings potential health risks to all concerned, including local residents." Sol, one of the recipients of the letter, described the fouling at a lay-by in his ward east of Canterbury. You've got bottles of urine thrown everywhere, toilet paper, all sorts of other mess that people on footpaths are going to find. Whilst there is annoyance and disgust at the behaviour, there's sympathy with the drivers. It's imperative that the government assist in providing adequate facilities for lorry drivers. Can I just ask you, Rob, they're saying Portaloos aren't enough. Obviously, we can't reverse Brexit and all the chaos it's going to bring, particularly a no-deal Brexit, which looks increasingly likely. So forgetting all of those hypotheticals, if we do have these queues of lorries, what is the solution? If it's not Portaloos, what are they? I don't understand. What are they proposing? I mean, what is? No,
it's a good point, Alex, because it's not like they're building like a special facility whereby you could defecate, and has all the amenities that you need. But also, can I just say, anyone who's ever used a Portaloo, especially at a festival, will know that a Portaloo is more or less a write-off after probably about a couple of hours. And I would say that, if I was desperate, I would go back to those hedgerows.
A spokeswoman for the Department of Transport referred questions to Highways England. A spokeswoman for Highways England said, "We are working with a number of partners to put contingency plans in place." But she referred questions about toilet facilities for lorry drivers back to the Department of Transport and to Kent County Council. So, Rob, this tells you what it's going to look like. I mean, already nobody's taking responsibility. I don't know. I like the idea that Chris Grayling, maybe if Chris Grayling doesn't have much to do, we could he just goes out each morning and just walks up and down the stretch of the motorway, knocking on drivers' doors and collecting bags of faeces and urine. That's what he does. He just got a big supermarket trolley, Rob. How about that?
Again, that's a lot of responsibility for him. Yeah, I was about to say, I think what he just needs is a shovel and a bag and just basically shoveling the shit from laybys. That's all he's good for.
Agreed. Okay, Rob, you got some stories for us there.
Alex, my first story is old. I'm not going to lie about that. It's 2 years old. Goes back to February 2018, but I don't know if you're aware of it.
Are you struggling for stories this week, Rob?
No, this has been sitting in my archive for a while, and I just haven't had a chance to feature it because there's been some good content. But I did want to feature the story because I just wanted to see if you were aware of it. It's from the BBC News website. I can't see a journalist. Let me just have a quick look. Can I see a journalist there? No. Anyway, the headline. Hi, I'm Matt Hancock. Culture Secretary launches own app.
Oh my dear Lord.
Did you know there's a Matt Hancock app?
Or was. I don't know if it's still there.
It is still live. I've gone onto the Google Play Store and you can still download it. It's had over 5,000 downloads and has a rating of 2.8 out of 5.
Is it on iOS as well or not?
It is on iOS as well. You can download it now.
Let's just talk about Matt Hancock as well. I mean, there's something about Matt Hancock. He's an incredibly tragic figure. I believe that there is a nice person there, a well-meaning person, but somebody who is quite lost and probably anxious and just tries incredibly hard. The pandemic, I don't think, all of the politicians currently that we have in charge are completely ill-equipped to deal with it. He just looks like a man who's been sleeping in the same suit and the same shirt and the same tie for weeks on end. He has visibly aged and lost a lot of hair during that time, I would argue, and just looks... you've described before, Rob, those kind of people that in the face of complete... just feeling overwhelmed and chronic stress just kind of end up laughing maniacally at situations. I think he's that guy. I'm fine, I'm absolutely fine, like that.
And as soon as that door closes, he just bursts into tears yet again.
Yeah, but are you all right, Matt? You crying? No, I'm just so happy about how wonderfully we're dealing with COVID. So tell me about this app.
I agree, Alex. Let me just say, I think you're right. I mean, he's not a sociopath or psychopath like Dominic Raab. He's not a fantasist like Rishi Sunak, and he's not a cunt like Ian Duncan Smith. Anyway, so the new Culture Secretary, this is 2018. So the new Culture Secretary, Matt Hancock, has become the first MP to launch his own smartphone app. The app features picture galleries and videos of the West Suffolk MP and updates on his activities.
Why would anybody want this? Updates and activities. What, like, had a dump 2 minutes ago. Dump alert. You get a notification. Dump alert.
Yeah, or Matt's eating a cheese sandwich. Yeah, that kind of thing, Alex. What's wrong with that? I like that.
Was it, I'm pretty sure it was Charlie Brooker on Screen Wipe, that special they did during the pandemic he did, where it's the best description of Matt Hancock I've ever heard. He just described him as your sister's first boyfriend. Is it your sister's first boyfriend with a car.
Yes, exactly.
That is absolutely Matt Hancock.
It's so fitting. I mean, just brilliant. So, it allows users to sign up as friends and chat with other fans of Matt Hancock.
No! Don't say sign up as friends. Oh, no. These are his friends,
Alex, you can sign up and you can chat to other people who are using the Matt Hancock app. So that obviously you're both fans. There's a mutual interest there. You've got common ground.
Sorry, what do I search for on iOS? Is it just Matt Hancock?
If you literally just search for Matt Hancock and it will come up.
If I search for cock, will it come up?
It might do. I mean, it depends on what you're referring to.
I agree with you about what you said about Matt Hancock. That I don't think he's like a sociopath or a fantasist or a cunt, as you put it. But this would make him a narcissist, wouldn't it? I mean, I don't think even Trump hasn't got his own app, has he? I mean, do you know what I mean?
I think it's difficult to know with Matt Hancock. I don't know whether he was just trying to embrace modern technology, and to him this was cutting edge. But maybe it was just maybe let's give him the benefit of the doubt. This is just another way he could connect with his constituents.
Rob, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to look this up. It sounds unbelievable what you're telling me. I do believe.
Well, let me give you some just additional information. So, first-time users are greeted with a cheery video of Mr. Hancock saying, "Hi, I'm Matt Hancock, and welcome to my app."
This is something that Armando Iannucci wouldn't have written, Rob.
No, I know.
This is insane.
He goes on, it's a chance to find out what's going on in both my role as MP for West Suffolk. Have you found it?
Yeah, the Matt Hancock.
Alex, read the reviews.
Official, hang on. Give me 1 second, buddy. Here we go. Can I read some reviews?
Oh, please do. Please do.
Pretty much the same as Facebook, but you're only allowed to talk about Matt Hancock. Which is okay, but could be limiting over time. Also, is it his own privately funded thing, or is it a culture secretary thing? If it's the latter and taxpayer funded, shouldn't it be called culture secretary instead of Matt Hancock? May come across as slightly egotistical, but also pleased to see it's easily accessible, where Matt Hancock can be discussed. Hang on. Next review. The consuming power of Matt Hancock could be the episode title, Rob.
That is a very strong episode title as well.
6 months ago, I decided I'd give social media a try, and so I downloaded Matt Hancock. At first, I quite enjoyed Matt Hancock. Every day, I'd wake up to notifications from Matt Hancock. Matt Hancock would send me videos of Matt Hancock. Matt Hancock would give me all the latest Matt Hancock news. I felt part of something bigger than me, and I could finally understand why the kids get engrossed in this stuff. But after a few months, I realised this wasn't a social interaction at all. All I was getting was megabyte upon megabyte of Matt Hancock's life beamed straight into my brain, but I could give nothing back. I couldn't talk to Matt Hancock. I couldn't share all my Matt Hancock-based thoughts. I was plugged into Matt Hancock's life through the Matt Hancock app every waking hour of the day, and my own life became so consumed with Matt Hancock that I forgot what human interaction meant. After 4 months, I deleted Matt Hancock and decided to disentangle Matt Hancock's life from my own. With hope and several more psychiatric sessions, maybe someday I'll be free. I would not recommend Matt Hancock.
Brilliant.
Now, Rob, that's written by either Stuart Lee or Charlie Brooker.
Yeah, absolutely.
Isn't it?
I mean, I've got some as well. So, a traumatic. It's got lots of pictures of Matt Hancock. Matt Hancock is a bad man. Matt Hancock is known as Matt the Cock. Rubbish app for an even more rubbish MP.
Rob, why would he do this? He was setting himself up to get reviews like this. Can I just read one? Greeted by the jolly face of Mr. Hancock, you can do little more than hope the content will improve. Sadly, disappointment is your destiny as you face him spinning the news faster than Fatboy Slim in acid. He glosses over the 60,000 COVID deaths and glances at the disastrous Brexit to crawl on his knees to his lord and master Boris Johnson. In true sycophantic style, everything in the garden is rosy whilst the country burns, because if you're Matt Hancock, you'll have money stashed here and there, ready to haul your sorry carcass overseas when it all goes pear-shaped. If this app was a film, it would be Titanic, full of great promise, but with a disastrous ending. This man, by launching this app, was basically digging his own grave, because all he's done is set himself up. I love the fact Apple have approved all of these reviews, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I would really encourage people to go and look at the reviews because they are amazing. Let me just feature some more from the actual comments. As I said, first time users greeted with a cheery video of Mr. Hancock saying, "Hi, I'm Matt Hancock and welcome to my app."
He always looks desperate, Rob. He always looks desperate.
Yeah, he does. And when he's smiling, it looks like a man who literally his life is falling apart. It's a chance to find out what's going on in my role as MP for West Suffolk and as Culture Secretary, and most importantly, it's a chance for you to tell me what you think and to engage with others on issues that matter. Some Apple smartphone users fear their privacy have been compromised after responding to an on-screen prompt asking for access to their photo library.
Yeah.
Beggar's belief, Alex. Why would you need that?
Pervert.
Yeah. I mean, the thing of that, you've got the gist of it.
Rob, what's even more bleak about this story is the idea of Matt Hancock, 2 a.m, in bed, the wife next to him asleep. He's lit up only by the luminous glow of his smartphone screen while he's looking through this app to see what people are saying. I mean, it's horrendous.
Oh my
Matt,
God,
you're not helping your mental health. I would never have an app about me. What the fuck, Matt? Yeah, Matt, this is in this time of COVID, you need to put the app down. I mean, it's not going to be positive. It's really going to have a detrimental effect. Oh, Matt.
Anyway, Alex, let's move on to my next story.
Yes.
Alex, we're off to Pontins.
Oh my God.
That's right, listeners. We're going back to Bream Sands.
I get a frisson, Rob, of excitement. I mean, I feel it in my bones. I'm almost sexually aroused right now, I'll be honest.
Well, that's. I mean, Alex, if you're sexually aroused by what I'm about to say, you really need to see someone. Okay, so this is from the 3rd of October from the Somerset Live website by Janet Hughes, who is the senior digital reporter. And the headline: Pontins holidaymaker says she was left with bogey on handbag after trying to complain about dirty nappies in chalet.
What is wrong with this place? And by the way, is this during COVID? They're not still running, are they?
No. This was post lockdown 1, but pre lockdown 2.
Rob, they opened in between. They're fucking insane. Anyone who went there, yeah. Right, Rob? Would it surprise you if, when everything's come out in the wash, it turns out it was no wet market in Wuhan where COVID started, but it was Pontins? It sort of developed just out of nothing from the shit that's there. I do want to say, all this is said in the name of comedy. I'm not actually saying that Pontins is responsible for COVID-19, but of course I am. And would that surprise you, Rob?
In all honesty, no.
No. I'd love that. I'd love it if we get UK discovered as Genesis for deadly pandemic.
But Alex, again, I mean, the question is going to be asked numerous times on this podcast. Why do people keep going there?
It's cheap, Rob.
Yeah, okay, right.
Same reason people go to Wetherspoons.
Because they like the atmosphere and the banter from the punters.
Yes, Rob.
The good, solid British banter.
Yeah.
Best in the world.
Yeah.
Can I just say, by the way, the other night, Rick Mail was trending on Twitter for no apparent reason whatsoever, and that really made me happy.
Did you ascertain why?
It was because randomly an episode of Blackadder had featured on BBC One on Saturday, and it happened to be the Lord Flashheart episode from Blackadder the Second, and of course, as we know, Rick Mail just steals the entire scene whenever he appears.
Yeah.
And Twitter just decided that he needed to be trending.
Love that. Love it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so would he as well. That's what I love about it as well. Anyway, still very much missed. So, a woman who went to complain about a sword nappy left in her Ponte chalet allegedly ended up with another unpleasant surprise when she went to complain. After finding the sword nappy and other problems, she went to the closed-down service desk, placing her expensive that's your first mistake. Placing her expensive handbag on it, only to find there was a great big green bogey on it.
It was not an expensive handbag, and also it could have been her own bogey.
Alex, don't try to smirch the good people who frequent Pontins, okay? She may have been holding a Louis Vuitton handbag, placed it down onto what I can only imagine is a desk made out of chipboard or possibly just a pallet. And there may have been a bogey on there. It's possible.
Yeah.
So, Carly Glide and her partner, Matthew Bourgoin.
Sorry, Carly Glide.
Yeah, Glyde. Carly Glide.
Still sounds like some sort of porn name.
Yeah, Carly Glide and partner Matthew, I think it's Bourgoin, booked a long lockdown weekend away at Pontins in Bream Sands in Somerset.
They booked a dirty weekend away, Rob. And if you want a true dirty weekend experience, I mean absolutely filthy, go to Pontins.
Yeah, if you enjoy making love surrounded by dirty nappies and God knows what else, grease stains and everything else, then Pontins really is the place to go.
Allegedly.
Anyway, because she had happy childhood memories of staying in the caravans at the Somerset Beach Resort with her gran.
You should have left them there, love. I mean, you should have left them there. We all have happy memories.
Yeah. But the couple say that the chalet they planned to use as a base was so disgusting they left it without opening their suitcases and spent Matthew's birthday weekend at home in Cheltenham instead. I'm sorry. If Sarah booked a holiday, and this is me being a snob, okay? I don't care. But if Sarah booked a weekend away at Bream Sands or just at Pontins, I think it's time to file for divorce.
I don't think that's you being a snob, Rob. I think given your knowledge now of what goes on there, you'd be right. I would pay Sarah money to book you a surprise trip to Pontins.
I know you would, Alex. I know you would.
I'd pay her a lot of money.
Yeah, which is ironic, really. Despite giving the company around 2 hours to clean the chalet after arriving at 7:30 p.m. for a long weekend away at the beginning of August.
I don't think they clean it. I don't think they do.
Alex, they do. And I haven't featured the story, but there was another story I picked up from the Liverpool Echo about it was a hit job from a woman who claimed to be a cleaner at the Southport Pontins and what she found there.
Why didn't you read that, Rob?
Do you know why? Because it honestly made me feel sick. One of the stories was she was cleaning a bed, pulled the bed away from the wall and found 10 used nappies down the side of the bed.
Who puts used nappies down the side of a bed?
She even said, so she sent in pictures to accompany the article. She said, these were the most tame ones I could find.
Oh my dear Lord.
Yeah, it was horrific.
Maybe it was a dirty protest, Rob.
Maybe, or again, maybe people just have some really weird fetishes. Anyway, so the couple gave the resort 2 hours to clean their chalet, but when they returned, it was in the same state. But the holiday company said they were not entitled to a £286 refund because they did not follow the correct procedure by speaking to a manager and filling in the Pontins guest solutions form before they left.
Whoa! Stop, Rob. Now I love it when we look. Every organisation, Rob, that is sort of rotten. There will be. Do you remember the monkey story we had about the slave monkeys picking the coconuts on the last episode of LA Podcast? And they had the monkey mistreatment audit form or whatever it was.
The due diligence report.
The due diligence report, right. This is it. Sorry. That was pure genius, that name. What was it called, that form?
The Pontins guest solution form.
It's the word solution in there.
Yeah.
The Pontins guest solution form. Oh my God. What kind of organisation is this, Rob?
I really like the fact that maybe so the form is laid out in such a way that you have to put the issue and then maybe you suggest a solution. So, shit smeared across wall, solution, clean shit.
Solution, question mark. Rob, are Pontins seriously trying to also in this EU style bureaucracy, Rob? Are they genuinely saying you can't get a refund unless you follow these specific criteria, which I love? Like, you got to speak to the manager, got to do this. Like, surely that's irrelevant. I reckon under law, Pontins haven't got a leg to stand on. I would love to meet a lawyer who works for Pontins. Can you imagine that guy had to... Matt, that's the sort of job I think Matt Hancock will do after this one. Lawyer for Pontins in class action lawsuits.
Alex, we think alike, and I was literally about to say the man who has represented Pontins looks like Matt Hancock.
Hancock to the rescue.
I had pretty low expectations. I mean, if you start a sentence by saying I had pretty low expectations when you go on a holiday.
Well, Rob, for 286 quid, wouldn't you?
Alex, for 286 quid, and I don't know how long they were staying, for a weekend, you could go to a decent hotel for that.
Yeah, Rob, yeah. Travel lodge, Premier Inn, etc.
I had pretty low expectations, but I didn't expect to open the door to the awful smell of feces and see flies everywhere.
Whereas if I went to Pontins, I would be only surprised if I opened the door and it didn't smell strongly of feces and there were no flies. That's the difference between you and me. Yeah.
I didn't want to step foot in the place. The door was not sealed and the place was disgusting. There are nappies in the bin in the kitchen, water and urine in the bathroom, and rubbish everywhere. I don't know what she's complaining about. What did she expect? I mean, she did say I had pretty low expectations. Well, there you go then. That's what you get.
Do you know what, Rob? They should bring in Alan Ames to shake Pontins up, new CEO.
No, because I can imagine there'll be a wild animal in every room, which some people might like. Anyway, so the couple said they didn't want to. So the couple said they went to the customer service desk in the main building to complain, but it was closed.
Of course, it was with "fuck off" smeared over the pulled down. What's it called? The pulled down corrugated iron party shutter. Thank you.
So Carly put her bag on the counter while she looked around. When she picked up, it had a great big green bogey on it. I'm not sure if it was snot or spit. Not that it matters, but it makes me want to gag just talking about it. Luckily, we had wipes and sanitizers on us, so we could clean the bag, but it was horrendous. I considered leaving there and then.
Hang on.
Alex.
I considered leaving there and then. I considered
they did.
Not I left.
Well, yeah.
Look, if I got out of Pontins with only a big green bogey on my bag, I'd count myself lucky, Rob.
Good point, Alex. Good point. So I'm not going to read the rest of the story because I know we're a bit pushed for time. But basically, just to summarise, so what happened is they got there, they complained to someone. They gave them 2 hours to clean. They didn't clean, and then they left. And they notified, in quotes, a very helpful man on the front gate. Who apparently said he would report back to the manager. It does make me wonder whether he was a member of staff or just someone who I don't know, happened to be walking past, or a guest. But Pontins are sticking by their guns, Alex. They are saying that because they didn't fill in the form, they're not getting a refund.
Can I just say, there is a massive opportunity here for one of the big network television stations to do an undercover Pontins thing. Like, to do a whole show, like 10 episodes. And do you know what I mean? Oh my God, Rob, that would be extraordinary. Why aren't they doing this? I mean, that would be good.
Well, this is the thing, Alex. What I still can't quite work out is this place must be making money to some degree because people keep going there. So if you actually had a competent manager, you could probably turn this place around.
Rob,
new
career? You're learning to play the guitar? You could become a manager of Pontins.
I could turn up on the first day, guitar strapped to the back, get all the staff sitting down in front of me and just play them a little tune and say, hey guys, let's turn this place around.
Okay, Rob, before we get on to the listener story of the week, I just want to read you a story, Rob, from Russia. Because, we haven't reported from Russia ever, I don't think. This is from the BBC. Mother bear and cub shot after climbing onto Russian nuclear submarine, Rob.
So, what?
Rob, this is 2020. This is the narrative. This is the reality we're now living in. The Russian Navy has defended, Rob, the shooting of a mother bear and its cub on a nuclear submarine following outrage among many social media users. The Navy says there was no other option after the animals climbed onto the vessel. It says, Rob, a hunting instructor was called in to, in quotes, neutralise the wild animals. Now, Rob, I'm going to call it now. I believe that person was none other than Alan Ames.
Of course it was, Alex. Yes, of course it was.
He got that call. He was resistant at first. You know, like in the movies where they have to talk somebody out of retirement. We just need you. We need you for one more job. Obviously, it would be a Russian accent. But anyway.
Alex, it concerns me, actually, that Alan Ames is in contact with the Russians. That's not going to be a good turn of events.
No, nobody's claiming it is Russian, Alan Ames. That's just me. But would it surprise you if he was a spy? It wouldn't surprise me, Rob. But again, that's just me speculating. I feel we've done enough to Alan Ames' reputation, Rob. I think we should stop.
Good point.
Hundreds of social media users accused the Navy of unnecessary cruelty after seeing a video of the shooting online. So some of the comments were animals and the whole essence of Russia in one video, which I think is a bit unfair. Can you really sum up a whole nation, Rob, in the shooting of a bear? Maybe you can. It does. I like the idea of shooting yourself in the foot because Russia is associated with the bear, Rob.
Of course. Alex, I'm going to suggest that, these precautions were taken simply because there was a seaman on board that submarine who may have had one too many glasses of vodka and maybe dialed up some bear love, if you pardon the term, and then needed to dispose of the evidence.
So you're saying that you're claiming that the seamen on board this nuclear submarine wanted a night with a couple of bear hookers and then needed to destroy the evidence afterwards?
Alex, as you said, it's 2020, anything is possible.
Well, Rob, I just want to say, in one video, one of the animals is seen falling into the water after apparently being hit by a bullet. If that doesn't sum up, Rob, the madness of 2020, I don't know what does.
Good point.
Right, Rob, after that short story, it's time to move on to the very important... I don't know what that was, but it's time for our listener story of the week. And can I just say, Rob, that I do expect that in a few weeks' time, with practice on your guitar, you will be able to play the da-da-da-da-da-da music on your acoustic guitar, Rob. That's my challenge to you by Christmas. Come on.
Okay, I will take that challenge. I will do my best to play it for our. Should we say the Christmas episode then?
Well, yeah, and maybe you could also learn a few carols so we can have that sing along together.
Oh God, yeah, I forgot about that. Okay. Anyway, look, let's move on to the listener story. It was submitted this week by Steve. It is a great story. Now, I had to just make sure this news source was legitimate. So it's from the Daily Sabah, which is a Turkish newspaper. It seems like it's been lifted from the French press agency. But are you ready for this headline, Alex?
Always. My body is ready.
So, doctor in India duped into buying Aladdin's lamp for $93,000 after genie show.
Fuck off. Oh, God, I love this story already. I wonder how Steve found this. Oh, a brilliant story.
It is good. Right. So, two men who allegedly duped a doctor into buying an Aladdin's lamp for $93,000 and even conjuring up a fake genie have been arrested in India, an official said Saturday.
Sorry, $93,000 US?
I believe so, yes. It's got the US dollar sign.
Right, first of all, I think that even if it was a genuine lamp with a genie in it, I think this seems suspiciously cheap at $93,000 because I'd be thinking if this really is what you say it is, nobody would ever let that thing go, would they? It would be priceless. Because you could literally pay, Rob, you could spend $93,000 on it, get the lamp, and your first request could be, can I have my money back? And the genie would grant it.
Good point. Yeah.
In fact, can I have $25 trillion? And the genie would grant it. So...
yeah, but maybe he thought he was getting a bargain, Alex, for a real genie.
Oh, God, you're right, yeah.
So, Liat Khan approached police in the northern state of Uttar Pradesh after he realised the lamp did not have any magical powers as described in the folktale about Aladdin and his wish-granted genie that appeared when the lamp is rubbed.
This is really tragic, Rob.
Yeah. The cheats had struck a deal for much more, but then the doctor had paid about 7 million rupees, which is about $93,000. Amit Raya, a senior police officer, told Agence France Presse, which is obviously where the stories come from. He said that the men were arrested on Thursday, remanded in custody ahead of charges being filed. The wife of one of these men was also involved in the fraud. So, In the complaint filed last Sunday, Khan said one of the men pretended to be an occultist and made a jinn, a supernatural figure, appear for the lamp, local media reported.
Right, because I thought this would be part of it. So he's made him... I wonder how they did that, but he's made him feel like some... I reckon it was like really shit, Rob. Like he had a mate like crouching behind a box. He put the lamp on top of the box. He rubbed it, and the guy stands up behind the box and goes, "Ooh, I'm a genie." That was how they duped him. In a really shitty outfit and really bad blue face paint.
Yeah, absolutely. I wasn't wondering if it didn't go that far. Maybe it was just like they just held up a sheet and they had like a torch behind it, and suddenly it looked like he appeared from the lamp.
Yeah.
Bit of shadow theatre. But when Khan asked if he could touch the genie or the lamp, they refused, saying it might cause him harm, the complaint stated. Eventually, they sold the lamp to him, promising it would bring health, wealth, and good fortune. Khan stated that he later realised the genie was actually nothing more than one of the men in disguise. The men have also cheated other families using the same modus operandi.
Oh.
The total amount of money runs into several million rupees.
Because there's also the tragic thing of just... Like, if you buy a dodgy phone, it will take you about 5 minutes to work out this thing ain't turning on. But what makes me worry, Rob, is how many times these people have tried rubbing this lamp.
Yeah.
Or maybe you got to rub it like this, maybe you got to rub it like that, maybe you got to rub it like that. Or, just, like looking inside, "Hello, genie, are you in there?" I mean, Rob, it's really bleak.
Yeah, it is, Alex. But, for the sake of a comedy podcast, why the hell not?
Also kind of takes us back to the Pied Piper a bit, doesn't it, Rob? Didn't he...
The Pied Piper of Wimpy?
No, the Pied Piper of Wimpy. Didn't he dupe the residents, as I remember?
No, I don't think he did. I think they refused to pay him for clearing the town of rats, so he took their children.
Yeah. Oh, God, Rob.
Alex, let me just say that you realise that's only a fairy tale. That's not real. Although it is 2020, so anything is possible.
It's a symbolic metaphor, Rob, of many things. Right, look, Rob, that brings us to the end of this bleak episode, Rob. As we look forward with a mixture of eager anticipation, yet trepidation, to our next episode, which will be 327. Is that right?
Yep.
327.
Yep, that's it. Yeah.
So that's the number from The Shining, isn't it? No, that's 237. We had that.
Yeah.
We had that 100 episodes ago. Thank God.
I think you made a lot. Yeah, you made a lot of that when we got to that number. So
I'm losing
listen, I think my voice is going slightly. I do apologise.
It's all ending badly, Rob. Look, as we move ever more forward, as we move ever more forward, like what, Rob?
Like a seaman waking up of a morning with a stinking hangover, only to realise that once again he's had sex with a bear and needs to find a way to dispose of his illicit crime.
And so what else do you do? So what else do you do but call up Alan Ames? Just like that, and move ever more forward to our next episode, which, as Rob says, will be episode 327. Look, we can be found on our website, lapodcast.net. From there, you can download all of our previous episodes of Local Anesthetic, but there you will also find our other podcast Rob and I do, which is, I think, 17 episodes strong now, called Daft Talk, which people are really enjoying. On that show, we mine the online world of human curiosity, which is Yahoo Answers. It's well worth a listen. We love doing that. We alternate shows, so next week will be Daft Talk, the week after will be LA Podcast. Wherever you're listening to us, please hit subscribe. Please leave us a review. That really helps us. We're on Spotify. We are on Twitter at LA Podcast. We're on Facebook at facebook.com/LA Podcast. And if you want to submit a story like Steve did, you can post it on Facebook, tweet it to us at LA Podcast, or email us the good old-fashioned way, lapodcast.net@gmail.com. That's lapodcast.net@gmail.com. And Rob, it's time for the headlines, which never made it this week. I only have 3, but
I also have 3. So
brilliant. Okay, so first one. No, I only have 2. So you can,
okay.
So you can go first, Rob.
Okay. Belgian racing pigeon called New Kim sells for 1.4 million in mysterious bidding war between Super Duper and Hitman.
They wanted that bird for sex. Although you could get one for free, couldn't you? Really, anywhere. But maybe this was a special bird.
I must be. I mean, this is the champion racing pigeon. If you're going to have sex, you want a pedigree.
Okay. Woman seriously hurt after being struck by egg thrown from moving vehicle.
God, I think that might hurt actually.
Yeah. You ever egged anybody, Rob, or egged anything? I have. I've egged an ice cream van before on Halloween.
Right. Okay, that's a crime.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. No, I never have. No, I stay on the right side of the law. Right. So this was also submitted by I think it was Kyber. I apologise if that's not the case. Train saved from plunging 10 meters into water by whale tail sculpture.
Fuck off. That's incredible.
Have you not seen this?
No.
Yeah, it was in Rotterdam. It overshot the buffers, and literally after it was on the sort of on these like arches, and then directly after the arches, there's this beautiful sort of whale thin sculpture, and it propped the train up.
That is an act of God. Remain calm, and remain is ROMAINE. Because it's remain calm. Florida man accused of lashing out at fast food workers over lack of lettuce. We've all been there, Rob. That's a fall. Yeah, it wasn't enough salad. He wasn't happy. That's a falling down moment. Michael Douglas, isn't it, Rob?
Yeah, it really is. And the last one for me, which is again seems quite pertinent at the moment. Voter fraud ruffles New Zealand Bird of the Year competition.
Can you tell me more?
Apparently the kiwi, which is obviously the national bird of New Zealand, was well in the lead, and suddenly there was this mysterious surge in votes for the competition, and apparently 1,500 votes were found to be illegal.
So it just goes to show, Rob, it can happen. It really can happen. Keep the faith.
Exactly. Stop the steal.
Well, stop the steal. We're going to be back in 2 weeks' time with another LA podcast. And next week will be Daft Talk episode 18. God bless.
And keep it local.